Hello everyone, welcome to AI Anytime channel. So in today's video, we are going to create an Streamlit application that will help the end user automatically model the topic and also label the topics. So we are going to perform the topic modeling and the labeling on text data. The source of data will be a video file, a CSV file, and also the raw text data. Okay. So we are going to use LDA model, latent direct allocation model, and we're also going to use couple of other models like Whisper to get the transcription out of the video file, and we are going to perform the topic modeling and labeling on it. Okay, so this is going to be an NLP task that we are going to perform today. So let's head back to my folder. So I'll go inside this terminal and I will just do a code dot. So you can see we are at the VS Code, and these are some of the requirements that we need: Gensim, Streamlit, OpenAI, Whisper, and PyTube. So this is not going to be a model tutorial where we are going to create any model. This is basically going to be a small project, over the weekend that we are going to build. So we are going to use these libraries like Gensim and PyTube and OpenAI Whisper and Streamlit to build this application, topic modeling and labeling application. So we need Gensim to perform this LDA modeling and the other NLP tasks. We need PyTube. So with PyTube, we will download a YouTube video from the URL link, and we'll get the audio out of it, and then we'll pass that audio to OpenAI Whisper, and then we'll perform the transcription. So once we perform that speech to text to extract the transcription, we'll get this, then we'll feed that to the topic modeling and labeling function. Okay, so now where can this topic modeling help? Okay, so if you see, this can help you in labeling your data. If you have your text data, some unstructured data, it can help you there. If you want to assign some labels to your news article or any other kind of content that you have, so topic modeling and labeling also helps there. Okay, so let me first create an app.py file. So you can see I have created an app.py file. So you need this, you have to install this before you start writing the code in Python. These are the dependencies that are required. So you can already see that I have a VENV. I have created a virtual environment and I have installed it already. Okay, so if you want to install, how you have to do it, let me first show. So you have to go inside. If you want to create a new virtual environment, you can do Python -m VENV and the virtual environment folder name, so which is .venv. Okay, so I'm not going to do that, I already have done it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go inside VENV. You can see I'm inside my VENV and the scripts. If you are on Ubuntu, you have to go inside bin. I'm on Windows, so I'm going inside script folder. And then what I'm going to do is just activate this. So /activate, and it will activate. I'll just clear it, and you can see I'm inside this virtual environment. Okay, and let me just do a couple of cd .. to go to the root directory. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to clear. So here what I'm going to do, we are going to create an Streamlit application. We have to import the Streamlit. So I'm going to import it. So import Streamlit as st, and then here we'll start writing the code. Okay, so let's first have a backbone, okay, of the application. I'm not going to call it welcome to Streamlit or something. So let's call this maybe topic modeling and labeling app. Okay, and I'll just run this. So I'll come here. How do we run an Streamlit application? Is this way: Streamlit run and the file name, which is app.py, and I'll just hit enter, and it will open a tab in this browser that you see. Okay, topic modeling and labeling app. This is going to be the title, okay, of that application. Okay, let me just minimize this. But if you see this, it's kind of in the interface that you see, it's in the center of the windows that we have, the browser window. Okay, so we do not need that. This is basically container or container fluid that Streamlit kind of gives you as default if you have understanding of web technologies. What we can also do, we can set the layout, we can utilize this complete width, and this is what we are going to do. So let's go back to VS Code. We do not need that right now. So the first, okay, let me just do Control C, Control Z. Let me close this. Okay, so what we need, we have to set the layout. So for that I'm going to do st.set page config. This must be your first line, okay, in your Streamlit application. Okay, st.set page config, and I will just say layout equals wide. So you can see layout, and I'll just say wide, and I'll just save this. Now if I go back, I see this option of something called rerun. So when I hit on this rerun, you can see now I am utilizing the full width of this browser window that we have. Okay, so now what we have to do, guys, okay, so as we say that we are going to deal with the multimodal data here, right? We are going to deal with the video, we are going to deal with the audio, we are going to deal with the CSV file, which is nothing but the tabular data, and we are also going to work with the raw text data. Okay, so we need some of the input file, right? So let's create this choice menu. So I'm going to call it choice, and I have a sidebar. So st.sidebar, and then I will have st.sidebar, and then here what we will have, we will have a select box. Okay, so let's select box. Okay, select box, and then we'll have this label. So let's call it select your choice. Select your choice, and in options we'll have several options. Okay, that can be a list in this case because we are going to have several options here. So the first is, we want to perform the topic modeling and labeling on text, and then we need to perform that on a video, and then we need to perform on a CSV file. So let's call it on CSV. On CSV. Okay, on CSV. Let's call it all caps. Excuse me. CSV. Okay. Topic modeling and labeling app. Let's remove this. We do not need it. Okay. Now, the first thing is we have three different types of input that we are going to take from the end user. Okay. So this application will accept this different set of input, right? So the first is on text. So we are going to perform this topic modeling on raw text or the text. So let's go on this on text. And here I will start writing the function, the code for this particular choice, that on text that we have. Okay, now if this is selected, let's have a subheader, and we then call it topic modeling and labeling app on text, something like this. Okay, now let's see, let's go back to this rerun. Now you can see that we have a sidebar here which gives you three options to select. We have on text, on video, on CSV. So you can see by default on text is selected. Now you can also create one more choice called home or about, and where you can have a landing page kind of stuff, more details about this application. But you can extend this. You can go through the Streamlit documentation, and you can completely extend this application. So the code will be available on GitHub, this repository, AI Anytime, the repository that we have, right? You can take the code from there and you can extend it. So we'll have three options here: on text, on video, and on CSV. And now I'll go back here and I will have a text area. Okay, so now see, we have to keep a text area here where the end user will submit their input text, the raw text. And this is what we are going to do. So let's create. So I'm going to call it text input, and then we'll have this st.text area. So Streamlit provides two different type of text input option. The one is text input, which gives you a single line input option, and then you have text area, which provides you the multi-line capabilities to accept the input data. Okay, so we are going to have this text area option because the end user can submit multiple paragraphs as well, right? So this is what we are going to do. So text area, and then here we are going to say paste your input text or something. Okay, this is going to be the label that we are going to have. Okay, and you can provide some height as well. So I'll provide the height and I'll call it 400. Okay, so I'll just call it 400, and now let's see if you're able to get some changes here. So now you can see we have got this paste your input text, the text area option. Okay, wonderful. So this is what we needed. Okay, so far. So now here the end user can input their text that they have. Let's go back to VS Code. Now the first thing that we have to do, we have to take this input and present this input on the UI for better understanding, right? So this is what we are going to do. So the first thing is I'm going to say if text input, or let's do one thing. Okay, let's create a button here. So I'm going to say if st.button, this is going to be a button. If st.button, or we can also do one thing. Let's not create the button first. If text input is not none, and then we'll have this button. Okay, if text input is none, then we'll have this if st.button, and here we'll have analyze text. Okay, and then if st.button analyze text, let's do a pass for now. Okay, or let's do st.write, and then we print this text input. Let's see what kind of response we are getting. Okay, so now what we did here, guys, we have this text input variable, and we are saying, okay, if that variable is not none, it means there is a value inside that variable. Then let the user hit a button and then do your processing, whatever code that you have, whatever processes that you want to run within that button. Okay, so this is what we are going to do here. So if I go back, I'll make a rerun. You can see now I have an option called analyze text, which is a button, which is the Streamlit button. So when I click on this, let's do one thing. Let me go back to this repository. You will see all the codes for this particular video that I'm currently recording. Okay, this application that we are building, you can get the entire code from here. Okay, the GitHub repository. Okay, so I'm going to use this trial text link that we are going to use. Let me just copy this and open this in a browser. So you can see this is a media house, right, Mint, and we are going to take this text data and try to perform the topic modeling and labeling on this particular text. Okay, so let's do that. So how do you know? Now suppose, for example, if you have 1000 news articles like this, and your job is to label or sort those articles depending on the industry, like that can be sports, that can be information technology, that can be insurance, that can be finance, that can be healthcare, that can be any other industry, right? So how would you use technology to do that, right? You can use natural language processing, to sort those articles or documents that you have. This is what we are going to do with help of LDA and basic HipQ algorithm, or basic keywords matching that we are going to see today. So if you see over here, I'm going to take this content and let's paste it over here. So you can see I'm able to paste a paragraph, and then let's hit the analyze button and see what we are getting. So you can see that we have received this, the same that input text that we are presenting it over here, but this doesn't look nice. And what we can also do, we have this whatever space that you see, that we have the layout equals to white that we have set earlier. We can also divide this in different columns. Streamlit provides you to divide the layout in different columns, and this is what we are going to do here, guys. So let me remove this st.write text input. Doesn't look nice to print it. st.write is similar to what we have print statement in a print method in Python. Okay, so what we are going to do, let's divide this. So column 1, column 2, I'll have 3 columns. We'll have this uniformity in all the data input that we are going to have. So the first is column 1, column 2, column 3, and we are going to have this st.columns. You can see it's provide this, and we'll have this uniformity, will have equal distribution among all the columns. Okay, even if you're not giving it by default it will be equal, column 1, column 2, and column 3. So with column 1, now I want to do any operations that will be inside column 1. Okay, so I just want to do one thing. I just want to say st.info, and in st.info what we are going to do, let's say text is below or something. Okay, text is below, and then we'll also have st.success. These are all the status messages that Streamlit provides. So Streamlit provide you info success, error, and warning. Okay, so you can use this status messages on your interface. So in st.success, we just going to do text input. Okay, so this is going to be our input, text underscore, excuse me, input. And now let's see, let's go back to this rerun, and I'll just say analyze text. Now you can see that we earlier we were utilizing all this space, the width of this layout that we see. Now what we are doing, we have separated this in 3 different columns. Okay, so now the division is like this. Okay, this is the first column, then we'll have a second column over here, then we'll have third column here on the right hand side. So we are taking this input text and we are presenting it here, okay, within a status message that's called st.info. So now what we are going to do, let's write the function that will perform this topic modeling. Okay, so we are going to use this LDA model. Okay, so if you are not familiar, so basically topic modeling is a statistical modeling that for discovering the abstract topics that occur in a collection of documents or the text data that you have, and latent data slate allocation is an example of topic model. Okay, and it is used to classify text in a document or text to a particular topic. Okay, this is what it does. So we are going to use this here. So let's go back on this dashboard. So we're going to write the function here for topic modeling. Okay, so now let's define this topic modeling function. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say define perform topic modeling. So perform topic modeling, and I'll just do pass for now. So you can see that we are defining the perform topic modeling here. And so to use this topic modeling, what we are going to do, we are going to use several libraries. So the first is gensim that we are going to use. So I'll just say import gensim, and from gensim we also need a couple of modules like text corpora. So we're going to use the corpus corpora, and then we are going to use the models where we'll use the LDA model, the method that we have within gensim. So I'm going to do from gensim import corpora, and then also need models. So you can see this models. Okay, so this is what we are going to import. Let's also import regular expression. So I'm going to call import re, and then what we can also do, let's import OS, the utilities that we have. Let's also import shutil, and we can also import pandas later. Okay, so now here we are going to write perform topic modeling. So the function we'll write here for the topic modeling. So what we are going to do, let's first thing, so here we'll have our transcript text. Okay, so let's call it transcript text. So let's call this transcript text, and then we'll have number of topics, that how many number of topics do you need. So let's keep it 5. You can also call it 2 or 3, and then number of words that you have to look after. So number of words, let's call it 10. I need 10 number of words in each topic as max. Okay, so this number of words, and here I will write the function perform topic modeling on a given text. I'll use this, but I will not use this line. Okay, I'll use the documentation. Now let's call a variable called preprocessed text, and in this preprocessed text, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this preprocess. So we're going to write a function here where we'll have this preprocessed text function, and then we will pass the transcript text. So let me first save this. So let's first write the preprocessed text to handle this preprocessing code that we have. Okay, so we have to deal with the tokens and all of this thing, right? So let's write a function here. So what I'm going to do, first I'm going to write this preprocessed text function, which will take text as an input. And here what I'm going to do, you can see that we are getting this. We'll not use this, we're going to do tokens, and in tokens we are going to use gensim dot utils dot simple preprocess, and here we are going to use the text here. Okay, so tokens. And now let's also look at the stop words. So stop words equals gensim dot parsing. We are going to parse this pre-processing, and then we call this stop words. Okay, we are looking at the stop words as well, and then let's call this pre-processed text. Pre-processed text. Pre-processed text equals, and then we have this. This is going to be a list, and in that list we are going to do token for token in, token for token in tokens if token not in stop words. Okay, this is good. And then what we're going to do, let's return this pre-processed text. Return pre-processed text. So we are handling this stop words over here with gensim. So we have this function, and we are using the same function here. We said pre-processed text, and we are passing this transcript text over here. Okay, so now let's do one thing. So we have pre-processed text equal to pre-processed text and then transcript text. Let's create the dictionary. So dictionary variable, dictionary equal, we are going to use corpora, that the module that we have, and from corpora that we are going to use that dictionary, corpora.dictionary, yes. And then here we are going to use this pre-processed text that we have. Okay, pre-processed text, not the function, sorry. Okay, we just have to pass this variable pre-processed text. Excuse me, sorry. Pre-processed text. Okay, so this, okay, we are passing this through this corpora.dictionary, and now next, okay, we are going to use doc to bag of words and for text in pre-processing text. Okay, so this looks good, so I'm just going to hit enter. So what we are doing here, we are taking this dictionary and we are converting this to bag of words. We are creating a bag of words with the text in that pre-processed text. Okay, now let's create this LDA model variable, and in this LDA model what we are going to do, we are going to use this models module of gensim, and we are going to use this LDA model. So I'm going to call it LDA. Okay, this LDA model, and in this LDA model what I'm going to do, guys, we are going to use this corpus. So corpus equals, in corpus equals, we are going to pass this corpus variable that we have defined on top, corpus, and corpus equals corpus, and then we are going to do id to word, and then we are going to pass this in dictionary, and then we have number of topics. So number of topics equals the same number of topics that we have defined in top. So number of topics as a parameter. Okay, this is good. And now what we are going to do, extract the most we have to extract the most probable word. So let's do extract the most probable word, okay, for each topic, and here we are going to extract the most probable word. Okay, so let's call it for idx, or let's first define an empty list that will append it later. So topics, okay, we have your topics here. Now for idx and topic in LDA model, okay, this is topic in LDA model, that we have over here, dot print topics, and then we are going to start with n, and number of words that should go to number of words parameter that we have defined as 10, I guess, number of words, and then it will have num words. Okay, this is done. And within this for loop, let's call this topics. Let's call it topic words. Topic words equals, so we have topic words, so topic words equal word dot split, and then we'll have this asterisk here. Okay, and one dot replace, replace, and then within this replace we are going to replace this with double quote, Okay, and they're going to do dot strip forward in topic dot split. Okay, or not this, we're going to add this plus concatenate, and then let's append topics dot append, and here we'll append, let's write topic, and then we'll have idx, and then we'll have topic words. Okay, the function is completed. So what we're going to do now, let's return this. Do not need to return LDA model. Okay, so what we have done here, so we have created two functions. So the function that we have written up, you see the preprocessed text, we are handling these stop words with gensim.parsing.preprocessing, and then we are performing this preprocessing, we are just performing this preprocessing task on the input text, and then we have this perform underscore topic underscore modeling function which take a text parameter, then we have number of topics that we need and number of words that we need. Okay, so then we are performing some of the operations. We are first using the corpora or dictionary, to have this dictionary, and then we are passing that to create bag of words for text, and then we are performing the LDA model. We are utilizing this LDA model method where we are passing the corpus and then number of topics and ID to word. Okay, and then we have appended the list, okay, the topic list. So what we are going to do now guys, let's use this here on this st.success that we have, so on the column 2 that we are going to use. So let's do, so with column 2, so in column 2 we are going to use this raw text that we have. So we are going to perform the topic modeling. So I'm going to call it topics perform topic modeling, and then we'll just pass the text input. So this is going to be the text, text underscore input, text input, passing the text input. And now what we're going to do, let's display this. So I'm going to call st.info, and not text is below, topics in text, topics in the text. So let's remove the input, and then here let's use the for loop. So I'm going to do for topic in topics. Okay, for topic in topics, and here we'll write this st.success status message, st.success. Let's remove this, let's have this f, and then we'll have this topic. Okay, this topic, and let's have that first topic, and then what we can do, we can use this, so we can have this, the topics that we have, right? So if there can be have multiple topics, we have to join this. So let's join them like this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this, and then here we are going to do join, and which is an iterable. So let's look for all the rest topic that we have. So topic 1. Okay, and let's close this. Okay, this looks good. Now let's go back to this browser that we have, and let's rerun. And now what we're going to do, we are going to hit this analyze text button. So let's click on this analyze text. It's a list append text exactly one argument, 2 given. Okay, now let's see that in the topics that append that we have. So I'm going back to this function that we have, which says f topic, and we have idx, and then we have topic words. So what I found out, that we are not closing this here, there's a typo here. So now let's go back again to this browser, rerun, and you're going to hit analyze text, and now you can see we have we are able to get the desired response, which said topics in the text. So we are getting this text is below, which says we are presenting this input text, and we are getting these topics in the text. You can see these are the topics. So topic 0, topic 1, topic 2, topic 3, and topic 4. So there are 5 topics that we are getting it, okay, over here, and we are presenting it nicely, right, in the status message. So you can see the crore or year or months, the reliance they're talking about, the topics that have been found, and you can see the common topics. You can also reduce the number of topics here. We have 5 number of topics. You can keep it 2 or 3 or even 1 number of topics, and you can tweak the number of words as well. So this is on the text that you see. So we have done this on text. Now what we have also do, we have to create this labeling, okay, that labeling option. So how do you know that this text falls under which industry? This can fall under finance or insurance or sports, right? So we can also do that. So how are we going to do that, guys? We are not going to use any model there. We are going to use the HipQ algorithm there, which is it's a priority queue algorithm. So we'll create some set of keywords, okay, that you can find it over here on my GitHub gist that I have created. You can see on what I have done. I have created some sort of variable. Basically the constant, because I'm not going to change it in this particular video, but you can also add several other keywords. So if you see that information technology keyword, so we are talking about all the technologies, right? Artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science. Then we have insurance keyword. Then we have finance keywords. So let's copy this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this thing here. Okay. Or let's copy this. I just copied it, and I will come back here. I'll just paste it over on the beginning, and you can see all are the keywords. Let me do an Alt G. I just did an Alt G and Control S, and I can see these keywords that I have created. So for insurance, we have this set of keywords, and then finance, we have this set of keywords. Then for healthcare, we have medical device, pharmaceutical, biotechnology, etc., etc. Right? This is what we have created. Okay. Now we are going to find out that using HipQ algorithm, that in which category this text falls under. Okay. So does that fall under insurance or finance or any other? So this is what we are going to do, guys. So for this, let's do that. So we are going to call it label topic. Okay, so for that we have to import some of the libraries or packages that we have. So the first that you see, let me go on top, and I'm going to import something called HipQ. Import HipQ, and let's also import all the other, or I think it's okay. So we'll import Whisper and all those PyTube later on, because we also have to deal with the video data. So for now, let's import HipQ, and let's start writing the function for this basically. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to use this keywords. So we already have this keyword, so we have to do the mapping here. So let's first map it. Okay, we don't want to show this on the interface. So very quickly, I'm just going to call it industries. So I have this industries, and in this industry I'm going to create a dictionary, and in this dictionary I will do all the mapping. You can see it's suggesting me already. So I'm just going to start with the top, which has insurance first. So we have insurance and finance. Okay, so let's first start with insurance. So I'm going to do insurance keywords, and then I'm going to do comma. So similarly I'm going to use finance keyword. You can see it's suggesting me. So I have finance keywords. So let me see if the variables name are matching. So finance keyword, then banking capital market keywords, then we have banking capital markets keywords, healthcare life sciences keywords, law. Then after law we have sports, media, sports. Now let's go for media. So you can see we are suggesting media, manufacturing, automotive, telecom, and information technology. Perfect. So the mapping has been done, because we are going to use this on the UI that you see, the Streamlit application. We do not want to use this camel case that we have over here, insurance underscore keywords. So what we are going to do, guys, now we're going to write the function. So let's write the function for this topic labeling. So I'm going to just do def, and I'm going to do label topic. You can also annotate your text data. If you have this sort of unstructured data, you can use this technique. Might not be the best technique out there, but it does the job, right? So text, label topic and text, and we are going to use this returns a list of topics. Now I'm not going to use that. So let's first call accounts. Okay, we are going to create accounts and then I'm actually going to use this counts. And for industry in, or let's call for industry and keywords. So keywords for industry slash keywords in industries dot item. Okay, good. Industries dot items. Now we're going to count this. So count equals sum, which is an iterable method. So count, and inside this let's have this list, and then I'm going to do one for keyword, one for keyword in keywords. Let's do a tab, keywords in keywords, if, and we'll use the regular expression to search this. So re.search, and then here we'll use this to search. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to say and then here we are going to write this, right? So then we have that we use in regular expressions. So this, okay, and then again and dot format. So what we're going to do, guys, now we're going to do format, format, yeah, format. Okay. So and then here we'll use this keyword. So format slash keyword. It's not keywords, it should be keyword, because we have one for keyword in keywords, if dot search, slash p, and then e dot format keyword. Okay, so what we are going to do now, keyword, let's go, and then set text, and then say ignore the case even if it's small or caps. Okay, ignore case, and this looks okay. Let me go here, this looks good. So let me just come back here and count, and then what we're going to do, count, yes, count industry equals count. Perfect. So count industry equals count. So we are using regular expression to search, and then we are ignoring this, and then formatting the keyword, and then count industry equal to count. Now what next that we are going to do, let's get the top 2 industry. Okay, so get the top two industry, get the top 2 industries based on their counts. So basically we are counting the keywords, and if any keywords falls under that we already have the set of keywords, right? We are counting it, having the maximum value, we are going to return the industry. That might not be the best idea. You might would like to use specie for that. You can do some entity extraction and then do the matching. You can also use fuzzy matching as well if you want to do that, right? But let's see how simply using this technique we can perform this, right? So I'm going to say top industries. So top industries equal, so here I'm going to use the HipQ algorithm I was talking about, that this. So HipQ that you see, let me just, you can see this say HipQ module, right? I'm just going to hit enter, which is a Python module. So guys, it provides an implementation, okay, of the HipQ algorithm, also known as priority queue algorithm. So basically hips are binary trees, for which every parent node has a value less than or equal to any of its children. Okay, so you can easily use HipQ here because we already have the count. So we'll just use the HipQ algorithm to find the largest of it. So I'm going to say HipQ.n largest. You can see, and in this n largest, I'm going to use, okay, I need 2 industries as minimum, so return me 2, and then we have this iterable, and then we are going to say counts that we have. So I'm going to say counts, and then we are going to do finding the key of it. So the key counts.get, perfect, get, okay, counts.get. So now here we are getting the top industry. Now we also have to do one thing here. So what if only one industry has been found? So let's handle that. So I'm going to say if length of the top industries, which is, you can see the object top, I don't know what happened, top industries. Okay, if length top industries equal, I'm going to call it 1. Then return top industries, this is correct, return top in the first one, else just return me the top industry, which is basically the 2 top industry that we are getting it. You can see that we have HipQ.n largest 2. So I'm just going to say top industry. I'm not going to return anything. So top industries. Okay. So what we did here for topic labeling, we have some set of keywords that we have created. So basically these keywords I have created with the help of ChatGPT. So I have asked ChatGPT to give me these keywords, industry wise, have the minimum value of 50 keywords. So for all you will see 50 keywords are there. Okay. So I have created this and then I have mapped them inside a dictionary to show them on the Streamlit application, and then we have created this, we have written up this function that's called label underscore topic. Okay, that we have a count. So we are first using the regular expression to search through it, we are ignoring the case, we are looking at all the keyword, and then we are using the heap queue algorithm, which is a priority queue algorithm. Okay, you can use the heap queue module inside Python. We are using the n largest method of it to find out the minimum or the top 2 industry that we have rather. Okay, so and then we are returning it here. So now what we are going to do, guys, let's use this in Streamlit where we were writing it, right? So I'm going inside column 3 now. So you can see that column 1 and column 2 has been completed, and so with column 3 what I'm going to do, let's first write st.info labeling the text. I don't know why it's so this gap, labeling the text. Let's remove this labeling the text, call it label text or something. Okay, so this is what I'm going to call it, label text. Okay, and this label text, which is an industry wise, we are having this, let's remove this. So I'm going to call it labeling text. Okay, let's create a variable labeling text. This labeling text is nothing but your input text, so you can also call it input text here, and then labeling text equal to input text, and then let's get the industry equals, and then you can use pass this label topic function inside this labeling text. You can see we are passing it over here. Now let's have a markdown. So I'm going to call it st.markdown. Streamlit supports markdown, st.markdown, and in this markdown I'll just call it topic labeling industry wise. I think there's a wrong industry wise, topic labeling industry wise, and within this we already have the markdown. And now what we are going to do, we are going to do st.write industry, and here we'll pass this industry variable. Okay, now we have completed the column 3 as well. So let's do one thing, let's go back to this browser and just hit the analyze text here. Do not need to rerun because we are already in the runtime. So what I'm going to do, just going to hit the analyze text. It says name input text is not defined. Okay, so let's go back to VS Code, and which says, sorry, it's text input. Now you can directly pass this inside this label topic function. I don't know why I created this one more variable here. So text input, and now let's hit this analyze text. You can see we are getting this label text as insurance and finance. Okay, label text, superb. So I don't know why we are getting this. Now let's go back here. So let's see one thing. So st.markdown, and we have st.write, we have st.info, labeling text equal to text input, and then we have labeling text. Okay, st.write industry, fine. Let's do one thing, let's do a rerun. Okay, let's analyze text once more. You can see we are getting this insurance and finance over here, right? Topic labeling industry. I don't think we do not need this topic labeling industry wise. Okay, let me remove this. And let's do one thing, let me analyze text. Okay, and you can see that we have label text, we have topics in text, and the text is below. So now what we are going to do, we have with column 3 we have completed on this column 1, column 2 and column 3. So what we are going to do now, we are going to create the same thing on the CSV file. Okay, so let's first do one thing, let's import pandas as PD. So I'm going to call it pandas as PD because we are going to deal with the CSV file here. So let's use that. So you can see that I have an input CSV file that I have created, and the user will upload as CSV file, and they will perform the same topic modeling and labeling on those files, because here we are entering one text, right, one paragraph or one set of input text. Now what if user wants to input our entire CSV file which contains several text within the rows that we have, right? So this can also be done. So what I'm going to do now, okay, let's do one thing. Come back here, and then if choice on text, what is the first choice that we have? So if you come here, we have three choices: on video, on CSV. Let's do one thing. Let's call it elif on video. I'll pass for now, okay. Let's do st.subheader and write topic modeling and labeling on video file, or something like this, okay, on video file. And then we'll also have one more elif which will say choice on CSV, and here we'll write our code for CSV. Let me also just hit the topic modeling and labeling on CSV file. So what we are going to do here, guys, we are going to have this option, so let's create an upload underscore CSV variable, and that will be your input file uploader. Okay, so we are going to use the file uploader function of Streamlit. st.fileuploader, you'll say enter upload your CSV file, and then we can pass this type equals, which is a CSV, okay, CSV. So we are passing this type equals CSV as an extension. So now what we are going to do, we are going to say if upload CSV is not none, and here we'll have this button, and then again we'll have two different column or three different column that we'll see. So I'll say if st.button analyze something, right, analyze CSV or something, okay, analyze CSV file, and then here we'll write our code. So we'll have two columns, so column 1 and column 2, and in column 1 okay, let's first do st.columns, and then we'll have the same one. We're dividing it in the same percentage, okay. So now first thing is with column 1, and with column 1 we are going to write the code here. Okay, so with column 1, what are you going to do, say st.info, let me just go by CSV file is below, I'll say CSV file uploaded, CSV file uploaded, and then st.success upload CSV. So you're not going to use this is not going to work. We have to use the data frame of method of Streamlit. So what I'm going to do, st.info CSV file uploaded. So here what we will do, we'll have this, let's call it a variable called CSV file, and then here what we will use, we'll call upload CSV.name. Okay, so let's call upload CSV.name, and then we have that name CSV file, and we're going to use this with open. We're going to use os.path.join. okay, this looks good, os.path.join. This will not be upload CSV, this will be CSV underscore file. Okay, this is good, CSV underscore file, and then here will we have the writing options. So write as file, and then f.write upload csv.get buffer. This is good. So upload csv.get buffer, and now let's print this in terminal and see if we are able to get this CSV file. So I'm going to say CSV file. So here what we are doing, we are getting using this get buffer, otherwise we'll get that byte error in Streamlit. So this is done. Now I'll use this data frame variable and pd.read CSV, pd.read CSV, and that will be CSV file encoding, just to avoid the error. So let's call it, because there are single row only, so unicode underscore escape if there's any unicode underscore escape error that you get. And now what we can do, we can show this data frame. So st.data frame df. Now let's see if we are able to upload this CSV file, and then we are able to get the file name and the get buffer. We are using this get buffer to get this upload underscore CSV file name. They are printing that CSV file, and then we are also presenting on the Streamlit application. Okay, so let's go back to this CSV. Okay, why I'm not able to see L if choice. Let me just see on CSV. We have on C. Oh, okay. Seems like there is some mistake. So we have on CSV. Let me also call this on text, and here if choice on text, it's case sensitive, guys. So on text, and if I come here, you can see that I am not using this on CSV, okay, which is capital. And let me make this also on CSV. And now if I click on CSV, you'll be able to see that. Okay, on text, let's go back to on CSV. Now you can see that we have an option here, topic modeling and labeling on CSV file. Upload your CSV file, right? Now we can upload the CSV file. So let's upload the CSV file, input_CSV. And you can see the CSV file uploaded successfully, and we are able to get this, input file. So this IT company declared. So there are single row which called data, and where we have kept our article or text or the whatever text data that you have, okay, the text rows basically. And you're going to perform this on this particular CSV file. We're going to perform both the topic modeling and labeling on it. So what I'm going to do now here, so I'm going to go back to my column 2. So I'll say with call2, this is what I'm going to do. So with call2, we are going to use this data_list. Let's create a variable data_list, and then we'll have this df, which is the column name is data that you saw. So df data, and let's convert to toList, okay, to perform this operation. So toList, and it will give us this data list. Now let's create of empty list, industry list, and we later will append this. So industry list. Okay, for I in, I don't know what happened. So for I in data_list, and then here we'll start writing. So industry equals, the first is, let's perform this label topic, label_topic, and this will have I, which is going to be our toList, because we have, suppose, number of rows, so we'll have multiple element there, right, inside the list. So industry equals label_topic I, and then here we are going to append this in industry. That's it, industry, and this is done. So now what next is, how we are going to represent this. So df, and let's call it industry equals industry list, because we also want to return this as an Excel sheet or a CSV file basically. Let's call it st.info, and in st.info, what we are going to do, we are going to call it topic modeling and labeling. This is what we are going to call it, st.info, and then we have st.data frame. So st.data frame, and then we have the df. Okay, so we have column 2. What we are doing, we are first converting the df data, which is the column name, to a toList, and then we are creating an empty list, and then we are performing this label topic on top of that to get the industry and all, right? So this is what we are going to do. So now let's go back, hit again the analyze CSV file, and you can see we got it right for both the files. So we're also getting it, the result here, and we're also getting it here, okay, that you see for the industry, that finance, information, insurance, and healthcare. So now we have done on the CSV file. Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to perform the same on the video file here. Okay, that we'll have a video file, and we'll take that input from the YouTube URL, and then we'll present it over there. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let me write the function here. So we already have used some of the PyTube module earlier in other videos. We might take it from there, but we can also write it. So what I'm going to do, guys, we need Whisper for this. So I don't know if we have imported it. So let's do one thing. Let's import Whisper. So I'm going to do import Whisper, and then we also need PyTube. So from PyTube import YouTube, and then from pathlib import, because we have to first download that video, because we also want to show that video. So from pathlib import path, and then we need we already had util, so right, we do not need anything. So this is done. Import Whisper from PyTube import. So what I'm going to do, okay, let's come back here and we'll write the function for uh, uh, that we have our model, right? So what we're going to do, we are going to first import that Whisper model. So if you are not familiar with Whisper, what you can do, we can come here and write, Whisper GitHub or something. Okay, you can see the documentation here. It was launched by OpenAI last year, in September last year, and now OpenAI also released the API, because it's very sometimes difficult to manage the infrastructure to run this compute heavy model. Whisper is extremely compute heavy. You need a GPU to run the larger models, but we are going to use the base model here, which only has 74 million parameters. But if you want to use models like medium and large, you need GPU machine to do that. Okay. So I'm not going to do that here. If you want to go through the documentation, I will just drop the link in the description here. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, okay, I'll go back to my VS Code, okay, and I'll write the function now. So what we have to do, let me write it here. So I'm going to use something called st.cache resources, because I don't want to run load the model every time, the Whisper model, when I'm in the same runtime, right? So let's use st.cache resource. You can see that we have cache resource option. It's very helpful when you are loading models or you are performing some NumPy operations. Now you can use st.cache underscore resource if you are loading CSV file, which is again very compute heavy or the process heavy. Okay, when we are processing a CSV file, it takes time to load and perform some operations. You can also use st.data there. Okay, so for this case I'm going to use st.cache resource, and here let's load the model. So load model, and then we do not need pickle to load this model. What we're going to do, we're just going to do model equals, we already have Whisper. I'm going to do a Whisper dot, and then we load the model. So Whisper dot load model, you can see it's suggesting me over here. So I'm just going to use this. No, I don't know why it's showing me load audio, so it should be load model. I'm going to use load model, and then we are passing this. You can pass this model name. I'm going to use the base model. This will provide 5 different type of model, but I will use this base model here. So, and now I'm just going to return this model. So let's call it return model, and that's it. So return model, and I'll go back, hit enter, and then one function is done. Now the next function that we need, we have to save the video using PyTube. So let's write this function called def save video, and here we are going to write the function for video guys. So the first is URL that we are going to take from the input end user as an input, save video URL, and then we'll have video file name. So video file name, because we are going to save the video, okay, in the local directory, def save video and video file name. So let's call it, let's create this YouTube object. So I'm going to call it YouTube object, and in this YouTube object I'll have this YouTube method of PyTube, and I'll just pass the URL here. So YouTube URL, this is what I'm going to do. I will again use the same. I'll use this YouTube object. I will not use this download here. I will use the same variable, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this again object dot, I'm going to use streams. Okay, YouTube dot streams dot get highlight. I'm going to use this get, not highlight, highest, get highest, and then I'm going to use the resolution. Give me the highest resolution of video that you have using PyTube. Okay, so get highest resolution. So what I'm going to do, YouTube object dot streams. Okay, and then we are getting this. Now let's do one thing. We need a try cache to handle the error here. So I'm going to use try. If you are able to download the video, it's good. Download, YouTube object to download. We do not need to pass the file name here. Okay, so let's call it YouTube object dot download. This will download me, and I will have an accept. So try accept. Sorry, it was not try cache, it was try accept. So we are going to use the accept here, and then what we're going to do, we'll say an error has occurred. So print an error has occurred while downloading or something like this. Okay, so this, and let's come back. If this is okay, let's also print in terminal to see if videos are able to download. So download is complete, something like this. Okay, download is complete, and then return the video file name. So return video file name. Okay, so what we are doing here, we are using PyTube. We have URL, video file name, and we have this YouTube object, and then we are passing it here. Okay, so this is done. Now We also have to save the audio because Whisper don't take a video input, so we have to pass the audio there. So let's use the audio. So I'm going to call it save audio. Excuse me, why it became capital, save audio, and then you will just pass the URL here. So that video that you see, that we are saving it here just to present or show that on a Streamlit application. We'll directly download the audio using PyTube from YouTube, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to say a YT, again the YouTube URL, and get this is not required. So the first is video yt.streams dot filter. Okay, we need to pass this filter, and we only need audio. So filter and then only audio true. Okay, give us the audio only, so only audio true, and then the first one. Okay, so the first, you can watch my previous videos to understand more, where we have used on multiple occasions this PyTube save audio function. And then let's have this a variable called out files, where we'll have this output, where we'll have this download save. So video dot download, and this will download the video. So video dot download. Okay, now let's look at this extension, and os.path dot split text. Okay, so you have to save this video split text. I'm not going to call it video file name. We have the out file variable, so out file and the save. Okay, out file. Okay, this is done. This looks good, so let's call it file underscore name base mp3. This is okay, file name, and let's also have a try except here. So try and os.rename. We're going to rename the file when we are saving it. So out.file, if you have any files, so out.file, and then we have file name. Okay, this is done. Try. Now let's have except. Sometimes you get Windows error. Okay, so Windows error, this is not a function, except Windows error. We'll have os.remove the file name. This is okay, os.remove, and then rename. So os.rename out file and file name. This is good, file name. Okay, out file and file name. What else? Let's come out of this try except, and then we'll have audio file name, and then we'll have our path, audio file name path, file name, file name dot, you can use stem to see that if you're getting this mp3. Okay, audio file name mp3. Let's have this video file name. This again, this will not be path file name, it will be save underscore video URL, and then we'll not have this video file name. We have to pass the path. So URL and then path, and within this path we are going to have file name, and this file name dot stem plus dot mp4, which is the extension for video. So stem.mp4, this is done. Let's print that in terminal to see if we're getting yt.title, audio.file name, and video.file name. Okay, so print, or not, let's not print this, let's return it. So I'm going to do a return, no need to print in terminal, return yt title. Okay, let me remove this. So we have yt.title, audio file name, and video file name. Okay, so now what we have done, we have this audio now, so we have to write one last function, which is going to be the audio to transcribe. So I'm going to do audio to transcribe here. So audio to transcribe, and then we have an audio file. Okay, as a input parameter. So audio file name, or call something like audio file. Here we are just going to use the Whisper model. So I'm going to say model load model, the function that we have created, right? It was load model. Yes, model load model, and we just have result equals model.transcribe function of Whisper, which is model.transcribe audio file. This is good, and then we'll just have a transcript. Let's create one more variable, transcript, because we only need the text of it. It provides metadata as well, or some other details. We do not need it, result text, and then we have return transcript. So if you see what we have done here for video, first is we are loading this model of Whisper using the load model, which is base model, and then we are saving the video in a local directory using PyTube, and then we have save audio. We are only getting the audio with only audio equals to true. We are saving it the MP3, and then we are returning that audio file name, and we are passing it the audio file here. This is what we are going to do. So now what we have to do, guys, next here is that we have to perform this on video, where you see that we have this line. So we need a file uploader. I'll just use this upload video MP4. It suggested me the tab 9, which is an auto code completion plugin in VS Code. So upload video, st.file uploader, upload your video file, and if upload video is not none, and then we'll have the button over here which says if st.button, I don't know why it is in capital, if st.button, let's just call it analyze to analyze video, and then here we'll write it. Okay, so again we'll have column here, so column 1, column 2, or column 3, or something like that. Okay, so column 1, so in one column we'll have the video, in another column we'll have the transcript, and in the last column we'll have the result. Okay, so column 3. Okay, so in column 1, column 2, column 3, let's do st.columns and 1 1 1. Okay, if we keep it as default, it will be the same. Okay, and with column 1 we'll write the first thing. Let's write st.info, video is below or something. Okay, video uploaded successfully. Let's write this, video is below, video uploaded uploaded successfully, and then we have not the video uploaded file that we have. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to call it video title. We have the video title, we have the audio file name, two variable audio file name, and then we are going to, and also because we are returning three things, right? So video file name. Okay, video file name. Okay, and then we'll use that save audio URL function. So save audio URL, and then we are going to just do st.video here, st.video, and then video file name. Okay, so st.video, video file name. So this is what it should do now. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's first see if we are able to get desired response. So you can see now we are getting this option where we can upload we have done a mistake here, guys. We do not need to provide the input video. It's better to have a URL there, okay, an URL box where they can upload that URL right there. So let's do one thing. Let's remove this upload video and call it URL, and in this URL we'll have a text input, which is a single line input, and in this text input we'll have this option to enter the YouTube URL. So I'll call it enter URL of YouTube video. Yeah, that's it. And then this will not be upload video, it will become if URL is not none. If URL is not none, that looks good. URL save audio URL. Okay, so what we are going to do now, if URL is not none, looks good. Now let's rerun. You can see now we have an input enter URL of input video, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this link that you see, it says video link. I'm going to use this video link. Let's paste it over here and see. So when I click on this analyze video button, it says in one of the info messages, you can see it says video uploaded successfully, and in below we have that option where you can play that video. Okay, so we have separated this layout in three different columns. So in one of the column you can see that we have this option. We are going to use this video basically. So let's hear this video, what this video is all about.
Obviously a difficult answer there. How would you sum it up from Manchester United's point of view?
So this is a very recent video that I have taken the link from YouTube. It's about a sports match. It's about a football match that we have taken, and we are going to analyze this video here. Okay, so we are first going to extract the transcript with the help of Whisper model, and we are going to present it over here, and then we are going to perform the topic modeling and labeling on this text basically, or indirectly the video that we have. Okay, this is what we are going to do. So now let's do one thing. Let's go back to VS Code and we'll write our code here. Okay, so with column, so now let's write the column 2. So with column 2, what we are going to do, we are going to first write an info, not video uploaded successfully. I'm going to say about transcript. I'll say transcript is below. So let's call it transcript is below, transcript is below. Okay, so this is what my info is. And then we are going to, do not need to print the audio file name. So let's call it transcript, transcript underscore maybe result or something. So transcript result equals, we are going to use audio to transcript function that we wrote earlier, audio to transcript. We already have written this function, and you're going to pass the audio file name basically. So audio file name, and then we'll just call it this st.success method, and then we'll pass our transcript result. So this is column 2. Now similarly for column 3, as we have transcript, now let's also complete that. So with column 3, the first thing is, let's have topic modeling and labeling. This is good. I'll not use these topics. And then we have what? So you have to perform two things. So first is, let's call it labeling underscore text. So this is what going to be labeling underscore text, and then we're going to use the transcript result, and then we'll have our industry variable. So industry, and here we'll use it function, which is label underscore topic, labeling text. And then we'll have st.markdown topic labeling industry wise, and then st.write industry. Okay, so what we are doing here, guys, in column 1 we are showing the video that we have used this function. You can see that if you, I don't know if I can make this little wider, you can see that we have first downloaded this video which says Liverpool versus Man United post match reaction.mp4, the match that happened yesterday. I have taken that YouTube video, and we first extracted the audio out of it using PyTube, a Python library to work with YouTube videos. And then I used OpenAI Whisper, the open source model from GitHub repository. You can go and go through the documentation. We have used the base model to get the transcript. Once we have the transcript, we are passing it through these functions, the topic modeling and labeling, and we are just presenting it on the Streamlit application. So let's head back to this browser and just click on analyze video again and see if we are able to get the desired response. So it takes a little time, because it says we are running the base model on CPU. It takes around a minute. So you can say transcript is below, it's running the transcript. It will take you up to a minute if you have a GPU machine. I do have, but I'm still running it on CPU. So if you are on GPU, it will hardly take you around 15 to 20 seconds for base model on this video, which is around 1 minute and 45 seconds. But on CPU it might take up to a minute. Okay, because it first has to get the audio from directory, had to then perform that, and you can see. So we have transcript here, obviously a difficult one. How would you sum up, like much nice point of view and something that he's a Man United manager, Erik ten Hag, he's talking about the yesterday match, right? So we have the transcript it over here, and now you can see we have performed this topic modeling and labeling, and we can get this topic labeling industry wise, which is sports and insurance here. Okay, so the first choice is sports, which is correct in this case because he's talking about a sport. So this is working completely fine, right? It's such a basic and simple technique. With HipQ algorithm, we are able to perform this topic labeling, and with LDA, latent direct select allocation, we are able to perform the topic modeling. Okay, on different set of input, like we have text. So if you come and text, let's take this, if you click on this, that I have taken a news article. If you want to perform this, you click here, you analyze, you get that text, you get the topics in the text, you have topic labeling as well over here. Very beautiful, right? The response that we are getting. And then we have this CSV option. So if you click on this, you have an option to also upload multiple text data that you have, the rows. This is how it happens in real world, guys. You will not have one input text. You will have multiple or set of unstructured data that you want to label it or perform some kind of topic modeling. So you come over here, you click on analyze CSV file, and you can see that we have CSV file. You can see that, and you're also getting this industry, finance, IT, and insurance, healthcare. So I have handled that none error that we are getting it earlier due to first calling it outside of the function. So this is done. So you can see that we are performing this on text, video, and CSV file. Okay, all of three different types of, basically it's a text data in end, but we have this multi modalities there, right? So this is what we are doing. So you'll get this basically the code on GitHub. I'll also give that link in the description. So So in today's video, just to summarize, we have performed topic modeling and labeling with help of LDA, HipQ and Whisper, different type of models and techniques to come up with the results that might help you in your at your workplace or your hobby project, or if you are working on some other kind of projects. Okay, so if you like the content, please like the video, please share the video with your friends and to your peer. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe the channel. There are more to come. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. See you in the next video.